Howdy YouTube, Eznix here with a slightly different type of video for you today. We're going to look at two of my Ruger Blackhawks. The Ruger Blackhawk is a model of pistol or revolver, single action, introduced by Ruger in 1955, I believe. These two examples were both produced in 2011 by their serial numbers. You can look up the serial number on Ruger's website, and it goes back, their database online goes back a little ways, at least 2011. One, the Blackhawk with the wood grips, is the 357. The Blackhawk with the black grips is also a 357. They're both in 6.5-inch barrels. Hopefully they're in frame. It's hard for me to tell. But I'm hoping it won't be too awkward to show you a little bit about these revolvers. Now, the reason there are two of them, one, I like the model. They're easy to shoot, they're easy to maintain, they're easy to clean. The wood grips are a bit wider than the black grips, so for comfort, I actually prefer the black grips. They don't look as good, but for my smaller hands, they're very comfortable. You see, let's do a safety check, just so YouTube's happy. There is nothing in the cylinders. We'll do a safety check on this revolver. There is nothing in the cylinders. As I said, both are 357 caliber revolvers. The difference being this is also convertible to a 9mm. This comes with a second cylinder, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this too well. Inside the chambers, hopefully you can see, there are notched rings, and those notched rings will allow the 9mm cartridge to headspace properly in each chamber. The 9mm cartridge is tapered. It will only fit in this cylinder, and the rings in the chambers will catch the forward rim of the casing and not allow the 9mm to go any further. So no moon clips. Both revolvers, as I said, were vintage 2011. I bought the standard Blackhawk, new model Blackhawk, 357 only, in 2011. I bought the Blackhawk Convertible this year, but I did find it used at a local pawn shop, and the condition is excellent. It's actually, the bluing, the finish condition is better than, or less flawed than, my own gun that I've owned for a long time. So the cylinder can be swapped out in this model by opening the loading gate, pushing the base pin latch, see if I can do this, and pulling the base pin all the way out, and the cylinder drops out. The new cylinder, if you wanted to shoot 9mm, put it in. See if I can do this on camera. It's hard enough sometimes to get the pin to line up properly without trying to get it on camera. Let's see if I rotate this a little bit. Hopefully it's all, there we go. So now it's seated properly. And it's working. The new model Blackhawks, I'll leave that 9mm cylinder in there. The new model Blackhawks differ from the old Blackhawks. The original Blackhawks, released in 1955, were closer to the Colt single action revolvers in that there was a half cock. There is no half cock on new model Blackhawks, and that half cock would free up the cylinder. New model Blackhawks rely on opening the loading gate to free the cylinder. More importantly, new model Blackhawks have a transfer bar. Hopefully this is going to show up. The transfer bar is between the hammer and the firing pin, and in order for the revolver to fire, the trigger must be depressed fully for that transfer bar to stay up. And that transfer bar transfers the energy from the hammer to the firing pin, hence transfer bar. If the trigger is not pulled completely, that transfer bar will drop. The hammer will not hit the firing pin. That wasn't the gun, that was hitting on the case. So hopefully this was a little introduction to my growing collection of Ruger Blackhawks. I do have the stainless steel Blackhawk as well, also 357 Magnum. I didn't bring that out just because I didn't want to crowd the table too much. So the stainless steel model is in my safe, and it's been there for years. I haven't shot that one in a long time. These two do go out more regularly to the range. So I picked up the 9mm just to experiment, play with the 9mm out of this size revolver. As I said, 6.5-inch barrel, fairly heavy gun. I think online it said they were about 45, 46 ounces. So the frame is all steel. The trigger guard and grip is aluminum, painted aluminum, but the frame and the barrel and even the ejector rod is steel, blued steel. So loading is done one at a time. Unloading is also done one at a time. If there were a spent cartridge in there, the ejector rod will push out the case. I really enjoy single action revolvers. I think they're the only revolver, yes, they are the only revolvers I own are single action. I do have a couple of pistols, semi-auto pistols, 9mm and 22 LR, but these are, to me, the most fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope everything came out in frame. I'll be watching this to make sure. As always, stay safe, have fun, take care. Bye-bye, folks.